Hello everyone, Owl here, and welcome back to episode 3 of StarTrek Resurgence. Last time we were going to the planet to try and start the peace mission between the Tau and the Hatari, and I'm sure that everything will work out for the greater good. The greater good. Oh, I have to continue. I knew that. I think I'm starting to finally get the rhythm of how to do these episodes. I've never done a Telltale's game before. This is my first Telltale game I've ever played. Well, sort of, because obviously it's different companies, same people. Good coffee. Seat of Power. Oh, I like their uniforms.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you have come.
Oh, thank you.
My name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours. And this is Commander Jara Rydick, First Officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Illydians.
It's nice to meet you. You're very cute.
It's very nice to meet you.
Likewise, I hope...
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Sidron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Ooh, squad.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
Yeah, no, I understand. Go beat him up. It's all fair. Man, everyone is so shady.
I think we're about to begin.
Step on me! Nope, sorry.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here. But that guy was something.
He's probably crafty, though.
Something about his tone tells me this won't be easy.
That was my sense as well.
I doubt he speaks for all of Hotari. So I would urge patience until we speak with their queen.
Queen? Excuse me? Sexy, powerful ruler, you say? Deference. We're trying to be polite. Trying to be diplomatic.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule.
I can move.
Nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Illydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war!
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced.
Ooh.
But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
Saying this wouldn't be easy was an understatement. I thought they wanted us here.
She's a tough cookie. That's how I like them. Strong.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliard?
She's not
She
part
can speak for herself, can't she? Then let her.
Yo. Thank you, Your Majesty. Yo, girl boss sticking together. Love it. Kiss, kiss, kiss. No, sorry, not the time. Not the time.
Now then, what is your name?
John.
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
I was
Being
close.
a Kobliard, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobliard is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Alidians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Alidians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Kobliard suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
I would right the wrong. I know they probably want me to say two, but I gotta be honest. I'd want it to be...
If the opportunity presented itself, and I wish that it had, more than you can know, then I would right the wrong, without hesitation. For the sake of the Kobliad. We suffered enough.
Of course you would. It would be foolish to do otherwise. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
I mean, the lithium is a factor. Let's be honest. I think she'll appreciate the honesty.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium.
It's
One does
true.
not preclude or prevent the other.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Alidians for decades, I would agree. It's entirely possible, if not highly likely.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is
they
a
were neutral
simple
to that.
truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Alidian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari.
Bullshit.
We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
Treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries.
Yo.
Don't tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau?
What is the greater good?
Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Alidians?
Well, it's on Hotari land,
Only
so...
be one or the other.
Yeah, no.
Not both.
Well, no, it's the Hotari. It's on your land. This is like the whole frickin', Banana Republic situation.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just
'Cause it's
and
their
wise
mood.
Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
The mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred. We will take back our mines by any means necessary.
We'll see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
That's right, they want me to go undercover and try to, like, ingratiate myself with the Hotari, which I think I've done a good job with.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
Ooh, she's down bad for Spock. I don't blame her. But, like, these guys stepping up to the Federation, we just defeated the Dominion. Who the hell are you guys?
I
You
hope
know?
we meet again, Jara Ryder.
Indeed. You know, we've beaten the Borg at this point. We've beaten the Dominion at this point. You know, one little planet of blue mining people, you know, isn't gonna do jack.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers.
Yep, I think I did a good job
We
of
need to
that.
find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
That's right, because if this situation's been going on for centuries, what was the spark? Speak to each members of each faction. Because it seemed to be working for a while. And then something happened that caused change. So that's my job. Is to be like, hey buddy. That water looks both very awesome and very disturbing. It's not the right shade of blue. I know I'm on an alien planet, but... Alright, let's talk to the water fountain.
Soothing.
I like it. Oh, how about you, oh wise watcher of the waters? You come here often? Good talk. Alright. Oh, I can sprint. That makes things much easier. Sit run.
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari. I knew the Federation would see through the Elydians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
Yeah, but you know they're not going away, right?
Even though the Hotari should have control of the mines, some of the Elydian claims are still valid.
There you're wrong, but we can agree to disagree.
I like you.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Elydians.
Not seized, reclaimed, and restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive, before the Elydians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Oh?
I'm curious why the Elydians haven't fought back. They have the ability to retake the mines anytime they want.
Ability is one thing, courage is another. The Elydians know any hostile action on their part will not end well. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it.
Truth.
Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Elydians might have in store. Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
It's a science vessel, but it is a souped-up science vessel. Oh, we gotta be honest.
It wasn't designed as a warship. More for scientific research and exploration.
But the Federation must have ships designed for war.
Technically, they're Starfleet ships representing the Federation. But yes,
I see.
Dang it, I'm really screwing up ingratiating myself.
Sidron,
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
But I think he likes me, and, mission accomplished on that part. Alright, I didn't get a little character checklist, so... I think right now we're just trying to dig for information. What the? Oh, that was
Commander
weird.
Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
Well, I mean, it's your moon, so...
the Elydians have no right to your land. It was clear which side was more deserving of our recognition.
It's so different to have someone on our side. These are unusual times, to say the least. Much is changing. I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero.
He's a cool dude.
I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a minor, not a diplomat.
Yes, but there's an honesty about him, and I
For the
appreciate
first time
that.
in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Calvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now, they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
You don't trust them?
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
I don't trust their instincts, which are leading us to war. My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
I think there's hostages. But let's ask about the storm.
Do you think it has something to do with the ion storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems.
Oh, maybe they can't attack.
So maybe the Illidians weren't willing to risk their ships, given all the interference.
Ooh. Hard to attack if your weapon systems are offline.
Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines.
Oh!
I made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
Maybe I think it's hostages.
Are you sure of this?
It's been the talk of the palace since the day of the revolt.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding?
Please, my strong queen.
I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Ooh, I don't like this. We've just implicated her. If she gets caught with that,
Thank you.
her reputation will be ruined.
I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting again.
But they didn't give me a choice with that one, so... Alright, now I
Sorry,
gotta talk...
I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured in the interest of fairness, I should offer another perspective.
I welcome it.
Of course.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me. Without Illidian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
Dilithium really isn't my concern, to be honest.
Of all my concerns, dilithium is not one of them. I could care less about securing a supply, now or
We
in the
have
future.
other mines.
I'd be curious to know if the rest of the Federation shares your indifference. Major Salit Arminta, Special Attaché, Illidian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly.
Yeah.
At least that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
But yeah, what really happened? Everyone's kind of sketchy on the details.
Something tells me there's more to the story. So what really happened?
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself.
Like a lightning machine?
But that's what they said.
Not impossible, but...
You just answered your own question. How do a group of miners do something that in theory can't be done? That's how. Harnessing the storm.
But even if it's true, how does that even happen?
You tell me.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
Report your findings to Captain Solano. Can I talk to these guys? No? Yeah. I think if I had gone to the blue guys first, I could have talked to more of them, but I went to the Hotari first. I've still been talking to this Calvin guy. Galvin? The other leader of the rebellion.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Elydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Yeah, we want us here as security guards. Well, I now have an inside gal. Oh, new chapter?
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Oh. That's right, we don't have warp.
Output to maximum.
It's happening again.
Which means we cannot leave this sector. And if there's a war, that would be awkward.
It is evident that presently, the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
We need to know more.
I mean,
otherwise it'll be an extended stay in the Hotari system.
could it be the storm?
The storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
He seemed so happy about that. The scientific method.
Setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Oh, we actually get to fly the shuttle now. Alright. Fly, backwards, turn, Q and E descend. The storm will push your shuttle around, stay focused, and maintain your course. Oh, resume. I didn't even realize I was paused. Oh, alright. Fly the shuttle to the indicated waypoint. So far, so good. Oh. How do I strafe A and D? There we go. We want to go under the ship. Do I have phasers? Whoa. Ship's a little...
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Don't tempt me, Chovak. I gotta be honest, it's
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
He's honestly not so bad.
Nah, Lieutenant Commander Chovak's not so bad. You know, once you get used to him.
Ooh.
And, I've learned a lot working under him.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to work harder to be a political animal like you, with this new first officer coming aboard.
Political? I'm just being a straight shooter, man. Yeah, this shuttle tends to drift a little bit. See how I'm going over to the... I'm not doing that. The storm will push your shuttle around. Stay focused and maintain your course. It's fair enough, I suppose. Gotta give it a little bit of challenge. Oop. And there is, like, lightning everywhere.
This is far enough. Transporting the first probe into position.
Nice.
Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem? I'm just not getting any traction with her. Commander Rydek.
What?
She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. She didn't listen to me when you were out on the hull and I was trying to make it safer for you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Oh, what?
Whoa.
That was
all right.
different.
That is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there.
Drive here, Diaz.
2
Take
points
the
of
shuttle
data,
there,
the
Diaz.
Resolute and the probe. We've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
Did you say stronger interference? I don't know if that's,
Listen, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. Don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer. What a load of crap.
That does
sound... If he'd said that about Chovak, sure.
Is that why you're being so friendly to me? Politics?
That would be clever, but I think you give me more credit than the captain does. You're all right, Diaz.
Aw.
And you've got potential.
Thanks, bro.
You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work, and who knows? A solid jack of all departments like you could be Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
I mean,
of course,
I would...
if you get an officer's commission, they'll put you on another ship.
I love it. So put me up for promotion. I'm ready for my next challenge.
Well, I think you're going to have to prove that to your boss, Chovak, first. He's the one who has to put you up for consideration. If I were first officer, it would be different.
Oh, sneaky.
Well, then I'll just have to change Commander Chovak's mind. I'll work hard and better, and he won't be able to ignore it.
You've got grit. I'll give you that.
I know I got the neutral reaction. I mean, at least it didn't lower anything. But still. here we are.
Here. This is close enough. Stop the engines. Deploying the probe. Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1. On.
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
Oh. You meant like now. Okay. Gosh. I'm no expert on space, but that does not look good. What about... right click? No, I'm clicking. Oh, I just have to scroll over it and it'll be fine. Alright.
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more.
Gosh, it can't just be just the storm. Somebody else has to be messing around with us. Is it the Hotari? Is it the Aliads? The other dudes? There's another one.
Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
A beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
So they did find a weapon on the moon.
Why would they be doing this? We came here to help these people. And now we're getting hit by some warp-killing weapon?
Now, look here. It's current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations, they line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger.
Oh, snap!
Presently, we don't...
And I think I'm going to end part 3 there. A little bit shorter than my normal episodes, but, yeah, I think that was a good spot. The plot thickens. Now it turns out they have a lightning machine that can stop warp travel. It can change the balance of power in the Alpha Quadrant. Well, anywho, thank you guys for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe anyway. And the adventure will continue in part 4. Catch you guys then. Have a good one.